Hey everybody, it's Mar the JavaScript Party. It is Sunday night, 7:30, 8/16, August 16th. So we're over halfway through this 30-day month, 2 weeks left. 14 days. 2 Sundays from now, I should be sitting here talking to you saying it is the last day of the month and we are entering into September. September here where I live is a very hot month. It has days that are 100 degrees Fahrenheit plus, but it's like, also has days that are probably like in the 60s and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It just tends to be sort of like a fairly moderate month with some hot days sprinkled in there. It's sort of almost the exact inverse of how January or February works here. And February is generally a moderate month, but there's a few really cold days sprinkled in there. Um, I think in general, our coldest or our days that we're most likely to get snow are in February. But it's also one of the warmer months. So, it's just sort of geographically where here in Atlanta, the Atlanta area is just, we don't really have any big we're pretty far from the ocean. We don't really have any big mountains near us. We don't really have anything that like sort of results in any sort of consistency of our weather. So we get very dramatic weather changes, which is nice. I like it. I think it kind of keeps the wimps out. Um, so anyways, I did a standard material. It's no fun. It's not that the standard material is no fun. It's just that to get the most out of these materials, you really need different types of lights and you need other materials to interact with and you need things to cast shadows on and off of and stuff like that. It's just this is one of I I find 3GS to be insanely challenging and exciting thing to learn. Because it's just one of those I don't know, it's just one of those like it's like this interesting kind of thing where you're like, let's see, uh, scoop closer. There we go. That's kind of neat. Um, it's kind of like this thing where you're like, wow, that's kind of cool. That kind of gives the impression of like a sunrise, um, and then like a blue sky behind it. That's really, really neat. But like if we go over here and we back out, that's actually what we were in. So I don't know about you, but I find that kind of stuff to be really fascinating with we're just on the outside of it. So that doesn't quite have the same thing. It is rotating pretty fast though. So what if we slow the rotation down? Oh, that was the wrong. Oh, it's rotating pretty slow actually. It's only rotating at 1. Anyway, so that's where we're at. But yeah, so we could go over all of the different things. They're in here. They're in this. I'll definitely give a link to the standard material branch. It's all in here. You can see it all. Um, and as you could tell, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. They just don't look any different, and it's because they see get materials get. Oh wait, basic material. No, I want standard material. Okay, well maybe we'll see something different. I don't. I wonder why I did. I guess to me, in my brain, standard and basic are kind of the same. Maybe, maybe we'll see something. So it's building. See, I didn't think so. Um, I like this star one because you can rotate it around all the different axes, and because of the shape, you can kind of see. You can actually see what's happening. So that would be kind of cool, like star falling, right? Like a falling star type of thing. Um, and I do see, I feel like this, I don't know, I can kind of see some like little remnants and stuff here. I don't think I saw those on like the other materials. Like I don't know what you would call these little extra things. I don't know if you can see them in the camera down there. Yeah, you can't quite see it as much, but like right on the edges here, as it does its weird little twists and stuff, particularly anything that's far like that. On the actual screen, you can kind of see a little bit of a shadowing or ghosting or something. I don't know what you would call that. Would actually be very interested in what that word is. I'm just kind of into. I'm in. I'm into the vocabulary phase of my life. All right, so all that's left is that I want to do at this point is physical and two. So that's two more. I think I don't think there'll be anything we can do with physical. I don't know what the deal is with physical at all. And then tune, I think I have high hopes because it's supposed to make something look more cartoonish. So I don't know what that means, but I have high hopes that that is something fun and interesting. But once that's done, then I guess it's time to do like another sort of platform upgrade. At this point, I think there's like three things that I want out of the next platform upgrade that I would like to do. One is to be able to like I think this should be a like kind of a list of all the meshes, and then you can edit any given mesh by clicking on the item in the list, and then you can add new meshes by clicking like a button at the bottom of the mesh. And then once you're in a mesh, you can choose a mesh, but you can also, once you've chosen a mesh, you can choose the material, and you can choose. Um, I don't even know if we want to do. Maybe this needs to change. Instead of choosing a mesh, you're choosing a material, or you're choosing a geometry and a material. So, because that isn't a mesh, the sphere isn't the mesh. Um, so it'd be like choose a geometry, choose a material, and they'd probably have a default. And then maybe a little done X button or something like that. But I think even some of these materials, like if you choose a material, then maybe it should have like a little new button over here, and then you can click it and maybe get a pop-up, and then that like for a given material or a given um, geometry, you can select other things, or you can select or enter other like another form. So that would be a nice improvement. So one was the ability to add and delete objects. Two is the ability to um, when you to edit an object by allowing you to select the what's it geometry and let you select the material, and then that is your mesh. And then um, having like another little button that lets you say, okay, for this geometry, I want to change something about the geometry. I mean, I don't know, like, let's go look at some of these geometries. So this is a geometry for a sphere, right? So it's a sphere geometry. You can control the radius, the number of width segments, and the height segments. So I'm thinking when you hit the little edit button, you'll get those choices. But then like this one, a tube geometry, you can select four things. Um, and then I don't know, I guess because it's a tube geometry, you have to give it this curve. So I don't know. I probably want to be able to do something with curves too, but a curve is a curve. So we don't even have that concept. So maybe with some geometries, you'll have to also select a curve. Um, maybe I could have a handful of different curves. Maybe we can even do a whole series at some point, like a whole round on curves. But anyway, so I think those are the three things, right? So let's kind of from the top again. You see a list of objects that you can add or remove, items that you could add or remove. Once you have an item, you can change these properties on the item. I think this item, this these properties sort of apply to all items. And then in an item, you could change the so that's one thing, right? Be able to add and select and all that. Within an item, you need to be able to add a geometry and a material. That's two. And three, we need the set up the ability to do like a button that we click and that pops up like a um that pops up like a modal form, I guess, that you'll be able to update. But I do think at this point we've got like once we're done with these, we are also need to add like a let's go into our package. I think it'll be time to add Angular material, unfortunately, which I like Angular material. I've gotten pretty comfortable with Angular material. It's so hard to determine if you're good at something, but I've gotten very comfortable with it. Um, and um, and that would be really nice to for these like they have some really nice solutions for popping up forms and handling forms and stuff like that. So, but that upgrade is going to be long. I mean, I think it's going to take a few sessions, not quick sessions. Anyways, happy coding everybody. Bye.